name's Dee, your Professor of Woo Woo, and welcome back even to Untitled Tarot. New Moon in Aquarius. I've got time for one reading. I had to go and do it, and it's a new year. It's a new, what do you call it? Chinese year of the water tiger. So Aquarius is all about doing something different. So if you notice my glance going from one camera to the other, I am, as I record this for YouTube, BitChute, what's the other one? Odyssey. Let me know in the comments if I've forgotten any more of them. Then I'm also live streaming on Instagram. Total experiment. Sorry, Instagram. I hope everything goes okay. I don't think I've even put the camera in the right place, but you know, teething issues. And that was very much what the new moon in Aquarius seemed to be suggesting. This whole new beginnings, getting started, but irritations actually motivating you to move forward. So today, tarot reading, there's no specific sign. What I will say is ask a question if you want to. I won't know what your question is, but take a moment, think about the questions that are around you and focus on one of them. Be aware of all of them. The cards will answer what they want, but focus on one of them. Hopefully that will be the one that gets answered. But so obviously, whatever platform you're on, whatever the words are, like, share, subscribe, follow, whatever it is, do that wonderful internet magic, because it will really help, and it will show me, looking at the Instagram camera, that it's worth me doing this again. So if you won't be able to see the layout of my cards on Instagram, but on Sunchild Tarot on YouTube, link in the bio, you'll be able to see the edited and recorded version of this. So for those of you on YouTube, hello again, I'll pay attention to you now. Let me just bring up the cards. Now what I'm using is the Tarot Apocalypsis. There's not much point showing the YouTube camera that. So yeah, Tarot Apocalypsis, and then wandering around eBay over Christmas, I found a wonderful Supernatural Tarot, as in Supernatural from the TV series. So if we crack on, I hope you've asked your question by now. Right, so the original card that we have is Strength, clarified by Seven of Wands. That if I just show it to Instagram and then to YouTube, I'm going to have to make this smoother. I do apologize, folks. What I'm feeling with this is that it's almost like it's about time. You've decided what, not the hill you're going to die on. That's an awful phrase. But you've decided what it is that you are wanting. Oh God, that's even worse now. Let me just move this camera. No, wrong way. Let me move this camera. No, that doesn't help either. I'm either on one camera or the other. Let's see if I can move Instagram around. My apologies, Instagram. Right, that's as good as it's going to get. So, in the past, we have the All Gifted with the King of Pentagrams, Crowley upon his throne. With that Strength card in the moment, I'm feeling like it's, right, come on, knuckle down to it, get moving. You've got everything that you need. Things are, as ever, in a constant state of flux, but right now in a quite dramatic state of flux. We've got the Princess of Cups with the Three of Cups as your opposition. There may be some dreams or some plans, some beliefs, some ideals that you need to let go of. And it doesn't matter with this Three of Cups if other people are telling you to stick to them. The whole point is, if it don't feel right, it don't feel right. And you've been given the equipment to move forward. Now, we can all see that there's been tremendous change over the last couple of years, and let's face it, this year there's going to be a lot more change. We've got inflation, we've got whatever's going on with the Ukraine, which hopefully won't be affected by that Mars-Uranus trine, and everything will just disappear and it will be fine. And as you can tell, I do not believe a word I'm saying there. So there's more change coming. There's more dramatic change coming. Moving into the future, interestingly, we have the Tower, clarified by I love this deck, the Fools. So it's the two brothers themselves, Dean and Sam. It is Dean and Sam, isn't it? Yeah, Dean and Sam. I've watched every episode. I should know it's Dean and Sam. There is... Things are going to break. Things are going to shatter. Things are going to... Let's put a more positive... I don't want to Pollyanna it, but let's put a more positive spin on it. Things are going to be knocked down to their foundations to see what holds, to see what actually remains, what is worth preserving, the Saturn, what is worth building back on, the Saturn aspect, and what needs to be wiped away and replaced with something new, the Uranus aspect. Bear in mind, we've still got that Saturn-Uranus square going on nearly all year. It's not going to perfect again, but I don't think they actually leave within 2 degrees of orb. So we've got the Tower card, so this is why I bought them. I got my Tower Takeover Tarot with the most fantastic back to them. Let's move it over to there. And what we have, clarifying the Tower, is the High Priestess. Again, I'm getting that sense of what seemed right beforehand ain't the right thing to be following now. It's what feels right now. Throw the old beliefs out of the window. Throw the old intuitions out of the window, believe it or not. Because something that you had an intuition on last year, the year before, when you was a child, test it. Feel, does it still feel right? And if it doesn't, then it's not that it was wrong, but it's that it served its time. It doesn't need to be pursued anymore. It's used up. It's like if you're drinking a carton of juice, once the carton is empty, you don't keep trying to drain every last drop of it and still doing the same thing 3 days later. If you need more juice, you get another carton. And so again, here, you want to refer to your intuition again. Some intuitions, I have no doubt, that we are given as children and they will last us all of our lives. But the truth is, not all of them. And bear in mind what eyes and ears or mind, I think is probably the better way, was absorbing that intuition. There's that sense that you've got the wonderful innocence of children, absolutely. But you've also got a child's ability to really get hold of the wrong end of the stick. You know, so this is why we need to test everything, because it is worth it. This is a really positive reading here, because how you are represented here. The Empress, clarified by the Eight of Wands, or I think in this particular deck, it's the Eight of Bones. It's a cheap Chinese reprint, so I ain't got a booklet. So things are going to move fast, but you have, again, with that all-gifted and King of Pentagrams in the history, the Empress in where you are, how you're feeling, where you are in your environment right now, that is saying you have everything you need. It won't feel like it because there is stress and it is time to make a plan. Coming in from Spirit, we have the Nine of Swords. If you are feeling dissatisfied, if you are feeling irritated, if you are feeling uncomfortable, if you are feeling that this is not right and this can't go on, good. That's exactly what Spirit's wanting you to feel, according to this reading. It's something where it's to give you that impetus to move forward. because again, what we have to work with, oh, this is nice. So, Ace of Wands, Two of Cups. Who is that? It's Bobby and, oh, Bobby and his mate. I forget his mate's name. But there's that sense of partnership. There's that sense of working together. There's that sense of having the thrust to move forward. We have the kit. We have the intuitions nicely listed and categorized, especially if they're ones we've had since we were children or since last year or even since last week. But they need to keep being tested because they will, some of them, fall. That which is tested and stands is worth it. That which just goes, hang on a minute, that just does not make sense anymore. It's a square peg and the hole's gone round. So, no, need a new peg. We have the equipment. With this Nine of Swords, Two of Wands as what Spirit is bringing in, and the Tower being in the future, it doesn't feel like it's going to be a tremendously easy ride, I think is the best way to put it. It's not... There's that irritation is going to remain. That irritation is there to point out to you, this needs changing. Do something different. Because it's either you knock it over or the world will with this Tower card. And you're going to get your new beginning. So you might as well be, like this card, the Fools, with it being both brothers. You might be as well be working in partnership with people who think in a similar way to you, that give you that I suppose support. Support would be the right word. How other people are affecting you. We have the Chariot. This is the first of two chariots in this reading. And the Nine of Cups. So it's almost, I want to say with that, seek and ye shall find. Now, if you're doing the whole Aquarius archetype and going out all on your own, don't worry, because that might be what you need to do at the moment. But another platitude, if you build it, they will come. You know, there's somebody is going to go, oh, what are you doing? That seems interesting. And more important, that feels right. That's a really good idea. Can I help? Or can I do the same as you? You know, so there's for those trailblazers amongst us, this is a really good reading long term. Short term, maybe not so much, because the way we're going to get pushed into trailblazing, it's not easy to say, may well be that everything that we've currently got around us falls down around our ears. So, hey ho, you know, easy come, easy go. And I think there is... It's probably not been easy come, and I don't think it's necessarily going to be easy go, but it's promising to a bright future. Because finishing the reading, we have the King of Wands. So again, someone who knows when to act, someone who has strength, has the ability to discern, do I move now? Yes. Do I move now? No. With the moon. Now, with this moon, there's insight. There's that being aware of reflections. And this King of Wands, certainly with Horus, in a way, there's a divine pairing. Horus, son of the sun itself, and the moon together. One, I want to go from the idea of the phases of the moon, so things will come into fruition. But to get a full moon, you need a new moon first. And that's exactly where we are, a new moon. In more ways than one, looking at this particular reading, to be quite honest. We're in the dark of the new moon. Things are going to tumble and fall, even if it's because we're stumbling around in the dark and we trip over them. But then, that second chariot that I promised you. being the beloved supernatural car. It really speaks to me of being able to... I want to talk about the reflections and how moonlight is reflected from the sun. The sun is knowing, being the King of Wands, is knowing when to act, is knowing how to act. And as I say, we've been given all the tools here, because the hopes and fears is Five of Wands, King of Goblets, so King of Cups. Are people just going to row about this, and am I going to end up being happy with that? No, you're not going to be end up being happy with the people rowing about it, but you are going to end up being happy if you surge forward, if you follow that intuition and go, yes, 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 this is what I'm going to do. It makes sense, it feels right, and there's nothing wrong with a little bit of healthy debate. They might learn something, I might learn something. It does indicate that there will be resistance, but it doesn't indicate that there's going to be massive, strong resistance. Just, how can I put it? Not somebody actively blocking you, just lots of people not necessarily helping you or moving deliberately out of your way when they've got something else going on. But hey ho, you know, that's it's time to build. And we may feel like we're building with nothing, Five of Pentacles, but in the Tarot Apocalypsis, this is another card of heading towards a better place, seeking a better place. If you think about the one in the Rider-Waite, they've only got to turn around the corner and go into the church for warmth and dry, but you could say that they're walking along the side of the church to get to that church door, to find that sanctuary, that happy place, to... and then what have we got here? It is the Eight of Cups, this one. Which, if you think about it, go back to the Rider-Waite, Eight of Cups. Yeah, he's abandoning some dreams. I've already told you to do that. Previous intuitions that were there, yeah, get rid. But he's setting off trekking into the, is it mountains that he's heading off into? But he's going to a new place. Like a Six of Swords card is taking you by boat to a new place. This one, Eight of Cups, is going by foot. And it doesn't necessarily mean, if you think again of that Rider-Waite card, all the cups are arranged very, very neatly. And, you know, nothing's been damaged, nothing's been lost. It's just, put that back. Leave it there. I can come back to it. Let's see what god we've got. That's nice. So, Aphrodite. That's very nice, considering that I think is it today that Venus goes direct, or over the next couple of days. And the tagline on this card is attraction. So once you've been casting aside all of those ideas that ain't working anymore, that need to be got rid of, that have maybe been cluttering your psyche or cluttering your life, you know, especially when there's pressure from other people. This Three of Cups in the obstacle here, that was other people's ideas. Princess of Cups, other people's ideas, other people's expectations, I think is a good way to put that, that were in the way. So yeah, get rid. Now I have a completely new, well, I have several, but I have a completely new oracle deck. Okay, these two want to come out, whatever they are. So this is the, where have I put the box? This is the Star Codes Astro Oracle, and hold it to the Instagram as well. Next time I do this, you'll be in a better place, Instagram, I promise you. So we have, oh, now this is beautiful. So two cards. If you could see my shuffle, you'd see that two cards were like literally sticking out, going, pick me, pick me. And we start with the Ascendant. Now there's The ascendant is, in modern terms, how you present to the world. But at Nightlight Astrology, if you're interested, quick plug, because this is a friend of mine, Dr. Peter Young, is doing a talk about the, oh, now let me phrase it correctly because it's got to be right. The ascendant, as in your rising sign, as seen through the lens of classical philosophy, as seen through the Hellenistic lens rather than the modern astrology lens. And one thing that I pulled away from the information he was saying, you can still book on this, by the way, it's on a Cheetah Bava's website, so go and have a look, it's well worth it. And Peter has got such passion for this stuff and how he keeps it all in his head. Wow. But one way you can say it's where the dawn is coming over the horizon of your own life. It is what is heading over the horizon like the dawn does at the point that you are born. It is the point where in your life, in your birth, it is said, let there be light. So, whole new beginning, I get with this ascendant card, with this expressing, let's take the modern way of looking at it, how the world sees you. Taking the modern way of looking at it, we have something that you are wanting to present to the world, despite what other people are saying, because you have this new way of doing it, even if it is struggling from the wreckage of something that has been destroyed, or is actually destroying something to build something new. Because fueling it all, Neptune. We have Neptune, obviously, in Pisces at the moment. We've got this thing about it can be delusion and it can be deception. We've got that covered now. With this King of Wands paired with the Moon, the King of Wands knows when to act. The King of Wands here being represented by, fingers work, being represented by a very solar image. The King of Wands knows when something is genuine or something is merely a reflection of himself or a reflection of something else or a pale imitation of the truth. The King of Wands knows when to act. You can tell I'm out of practice being on camera. I can't get any more words out. Knows when to act and when to go, you know what, leave that be. Definitely leave that be, with that Ace of Cups off the bottom of the deck. But the tagline on this card is vision. Having that dream, having that awareness of a lack of boundaries. Neptune dissolves. So there is where you may have been seeing boundaries beforehand and you've been thrusting up against them with this Ace of Wands and with this Nine of Swords. They've been hemming you in and poking you, and you have the vision to go, no, I can transcend this boundary. I can do something about it. I can create something new. So for some of us, those of you that have a plan, as long as it's tested by your intuition and it's what your heart is feeling and it's not just what other people are telling you and all the blah, 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 new agey stuff, you know what I mean. But those of you that have a plan, have a destination in mind that feels right, that you know, then yeah, you're well on your way. And for those of you that don't necessarily have that plan, I wouldn't necessarily worry, because what is left for you in the wreckage, that sounds positive, doesn't it? But this is how I'm seeing it. What is left for you in the wreckage is what you actually require. I'm not going to say need. That's a loaded word. But it's what you actually require for building forward. I mean, who knows? Like I say, with this Chariot, Nine of Wands, You may suddenly find that what you can do and who you are and what you can be, and is the answer to someone's prayers. Now, that could be in a Two of Cups way, but bear in mind, this is Bobby and his mate. It's not two star-crossed lovers. So, yeah. Okay, if your question was a love question, Ace of Wands, Two of Cups, work it out, you know. But I'm recording this before 9 p.m, so be careful of the comments down below. Oh, down below is the wrong word and all. But if it's that plan, there's this sense of partnership. There is this sense of, I'm thinking about what Aquarius is about. You've got the loner, but you've got the community, and they're both wrapped up in this sign. Astrology Hub did the astrologer on Astrology Hub this week. Go and watch their weekly weather forecast, because he gave a wonderful description, which I do not want to plagiarize, of Aquarius, of how it is the loner and the community all at once, how it is both things. And bear in mind that you can find that right community, and it's closer than you think. Do you know, that's a great place to stop. So, like I said at the start, like, share, subscribe, follow, whatever you do on Instagram to say, oh yeah, it's love heart, isn't it? So please do all of that. You know, there's tell me if you want me back on Instagram, because I think this is my first time live streaming on Instagram on my own, and it's only my third time ever live streaming on Instagram. So yeah. If you're watching on YouTube or BitChute or all the others, like I say, comment down below if this means something to you. Comment down below if there's a video site that I've missed that I should be using. There's links down below for how to get in touch with me for a reading. There's how to get in touch with our astrologer David. I'll put the link for our interpretation of this new moon down there as well. And Instagram people, you'll find that on the YouTube video once it's uploaded, which will be in like an hour or so. I've got to edit it and process it yet. So, in which case, be positive. It is so worth it at the moment. So I will say goodbye to YouTube.